Hello and welcome to Zen in 10, where we focus upon the process and joy of drawing one tangle. And today's tangle is Bunzo by Zentangle headquarters. Now there's several different ways we can draw this, so I'm going to show you the way I do it. And I'm going to start, we don't need a string or border because it's a standalone tangle. So I'm going to start down here and I'm going to do a little teardrop shape, just a small one, and then over the top of that I'm going to do a bigger one, and I'm going to come back on myself to go back the other way, and I'm going to keep adding these so you end up with what looks like a mussel shell. And now I can ink in every other one, and you can ink in completely, and that's what I'm going to do on this one. So taking your time, it's really important when you're tangling just to take your time to enjoy what you're doing, to take a breath and focus right here, right now on what we're doing. Okay, so I'm actually going to add another one because I like to end on a inked in section. I'm happier when it's like that. So we've got quite a big sort of mussel shell. You can turn your tile. I'm using a Pigma 05, also known as an apprentice pen within Zentangle. Okay, so that's my first one. I'm going to add another one, and I'm just going to take it out any which way that I want to. And you can add these one at a time. Okay, I tend to always leave the middle one white. You can do it the other way round, obviously. There's no reason why you can't. And I've done it again so that I'm going to add another one on the top. And that's fine, just go with whatever suits you. And you can pack these little bunzo shapes into each other. I think we can overthink tangles, and it's really important just to say, well, okay, maybe I do them this way and maybe somebody else does it a different way. Does it matter? Absolutely not. It's just whichever way you feel most comfortable with. And you can start to see there's a little bit of a flow. Now on this one, I'm going to show you that if you want, you can leave a little shine down the centre. And by that, I mean I can leave a little bit clear of ink in the middle. And I always leave a little rough edge because that enhances the shine. Add my outside one, and it's not often, I seem to have done it every time on this, where I have to add the other one and on the outside edge. And already you can see that starts giving that one a little bit of a gloss. And you can see you can start adding these lovely little shell shapes, and you have to say that without getting your tongue tied, into themselves, adding one after the other, and they pack in and they're what are called a drama tangle. And a drama tangle is one that has the drama of inked in sections. You know, they're powerful, they're bold, and they can really enhance, you know, a series of tangles. So always give them a go. They are a little bit addictive, as so many tangles are, that you just keep adding them and adding them. I'm going to do another one that comes down here now. No, I'm going to do it off here. You can see I change the place I was going to add it. It doesn't matter. because this is such an organic tangle, and by that I mean it grows of its own accord. They will never look the same, but it's a great filler. You can add it almost anywhere to pop in and like squeeze it in between other tangles. You can do it on the edge so that it completes a tangle. Okay, so that is what I would call your standard basic Bunzo. But what if I want to do them slightly differently? Because I've shown you can add another section and another section, and that's what I'm going to do here. So it's almost like upside down to the first one. So here I'm going with my sort of mussel shell shape, and then I start adding other sections that mean it can go in a little bit more of a curve. So it becomes a flow, and you can still add your inking in, so you can extend it so that it goes in different directions. And then it starts becoming really fun because it's not just a single little shape. You can flow with it and take it wherever you want. So as you do this, you can see I'm on this one, I'm going to leave a little shine break. So I'm going to do that on all the sections that I add the ink to. It's really nice. And I know on the screen it will look really nice and bold for you. And when you're doing your inking in, enjoy it. Actually look at the ink. As I'm doing this, I can see the ink being wet and soaking into the paper. Be aware of it, because that's the mindfulness aspect. I'm also aware of my pen nib on the paper. It's a plastic nib, like a pen, so you can add a little bit more pressure, and that gives you a little bit more feedback on the end. Okay, so you can see that's gone round in a section there. In fact, you know, I'm going to continue it round, all the way round to here. So that was what I would call an executive decision, to take it all the way around there, and then it tucks in behind that one. Okay, I'm going to do another one now, and let's see where this one will go. So I'm going to start it here. Well, pretty quickly it's gone off this way, and I'm not thinking about this. I'm just going with where it feels my pen wants to take it, and I'm going to take it round so it backs onto itself. So we do the same inking in, and I'd encourage you just to play with it like so many tangles. Just play and enjoy where it takes you. So this is Bunzo in its two forms, but you might discover there's another way with playing with it, and that's okay. Right, I'm getting towards the end of this one. You can see a nice bit of inking in with a little bit of a shine break on there. And that just adds a little something, doesn't it? I'm going to ink that little bit in there. Okay, so those are our Bunzos, really nice and sharp. How do we shade it? I'm going to do the shading the same on all of them. So let's go with one of these ones. I'm just going to pop a little bit of graphite in the corners on each side, just a little bit and a little bit in the bottom. Soften it and bring it towards the centre, not very far, but just enough so that it adds what appears to be a little bit of curve. By adding the dark, your eyes will perceive those edges receding away. doing this, enjoy watching your tangling changing, seeing how it comes to life. I'm going to do some graphite on all of them here, on these ones. And you can just do any of these as a mono tangle, just fill a tile with them and see what happens. Because by repeating the tangle, you can really learn it and get into the zone of that tangle. And that's what it's about. For me, it's not about going for this huge, great artistic piece. It's about enjoying this process and seeing it. And do you know, I've drawn Bunzo loads of times, and like any tangle, I go, oh yeah, I really like doing this. I should do it more often. So you can see I've used the same process of adding graphite just on the edges. And then that is enhanced by that little shine break we've left in the inked in sections. One more to do. And I try on these videos not to speed them up. You get it real time. I usually try to make them around about 10 minutes. Some are shorter, some are just fractionally longer. So once I've done this, those look really lovely. Really sort of move, you add a bit of movement by adding the shade. And they're glossy and shiny. So with my pen, I'm just going to go to the side and I'm going to add my chop, or you can initial the front, and always do that so that you own your Zentangle and your artwork. And on the day that you do it, sign and date the back and write the name of the tangle on the back. And that is Bunzo by Zentangle Headquarters. Thank you.